Hey, welcome to my own personal top 40 of 1990. In these shows, I take you through my enormous collection of playlists on Spotify. I have top 40s from 1970 to 1991. I have annuals from 1925 to the present day. I have artist specials, genre specials, themed specials, and many, many more. Many of those playlists become radio shows, and you can hear those on Mixcloud. There's a link in the description to my Mixcloud channel, and I'll leave a link in the description to the radio show of today's Top 40. And there'll also be links in the description to all the playlists, my 1990 Top 40, 90 songs from 1990, which are songs that enter the UK Top 40 in 1990 but didn't make it into my own personal Top 40, and 1990 extras, which are songs that didn't enter the UK Top 40 in 1990. Alright, let's get into the Top 40. At number 40, Primal Scream, Loaded, spent 2 weeks at 16, straddling March and April of 1990. At number 39, MC Tunes and 808 State, The Only Rhyme That Bites, spent a week at 10 in July 90. So many memories. At number 38, The Beautiful South, A Little Time, spent a week at number 1 in October and November of 1990. And at 37, Dream Warriors, My Definition of a Bombastic Jazz Style, spent a week at 13 in December of 1990. Number 36, Innocence, Let's Push It, spent a week at 25, straddling October and November of 1990. At 35, Pet Shop Boys, So Hard, spent a week at number 4 in October of 1990. And at 34, Kylie Minogue, Step Back in Time, spent a week at number 4 in November of 1990. 33, Whitney Houston, I'm Your Baby Tonight, spent a week at number 5 in November of 1990. And at 32, Sting, Englishman in New York, spent a week at 15, straddling August and September of 1990. By the way, the top 40 is my own choice, but the numbers I give you regarding what position it reached and for how long and when, that's all from the UK top 40. At number 31, Billy Idol, Cradle of Love, spent a week at 34 in May of 1990. And into the top 30. Number 30, Mariah Carey, Vision of Love, that's her first single to enter the charts. Spent a week at 9 in September of 1990. And at 29, Happy Mondays, Kinky Afro, spent a week at 5 in October of 1990. At 28, The Charlatans, The Only One I Know, spent a week at 9 in June. And at 27, Spiral Carpets, This Is How It Feels, spent a week at 14 in April. At 26, The Lars, There She Goes, spent a week at 13 in November. And at 25, Technotronic, Get Up, spent 2 weeks at number 2 in February of 1990. At 24, The Soup Dragons, I'm Free, that Rolling Stones song, spent a week at number 5 in August. And at 23, Blue Pearl, Naked in the Rain, spent 2 weeks at 4 in August. At 22, The KLF, What Time Is Love, spent a week at 5 in September. And at 21, DNA, featuring Suzanne Vega, Tom's Diner, spent 3 weeks at 2. You will have shrewdly noticed there's a lot of dance music in my top 40 because there was a hell of a lot of dance music in the UK top 40 in 1990. Dance music had been entering the UK charts progressively more and more and more throughout the late 80s, and in 1990 it just blew up. And I was a fan at the time. I was a very young DJ, and I favoured dance music to what was in the pop charts. So, into the top 20. At number 20, On Vogue, Hold On, spent 2 weeks at 5, straddling May and June. At 19, Beats International, that's Norman Cook, Fatboy Slim. Dub Be Good To Me, spent 4 weeks at number 1 in March of 1990. And at 18, CNC Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat, spent a week at 3 in January of 91, but it entered the UK top 40 in 1990. Number 17, Hear the Drummer Get Wicked, by Chad Jackson, heavily sampling the 900 number by Mark the 45 King, spent 2 weeks at number 3 in June of 1990. At 16, Faith No More, From Out of Nowhere, spent 2 weeks at 23, straddling April and May of 1990. And at 15, EMF, Unbelievable, spent 2 weeks at 3 in December of 1990. What a year. At 14, Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence, spent 3 weeks at 6, straddling February and March of 1990. And at 13, Seal, Crazy, spent a week at number 2 in January of 1991. Now, it actually entered the UK Top 40 in 1990. This is one of those ones where I knew it wasn't quite right, but I let it go, so shh. Everyone knows it from January of 91. At number 12, Belle Biv DeVoe, Poison. Spent a week at 19 in August. At number 11, B-52's Love Shack. Spent 3 weeks at 2, straddling March and April. Into the top 10. Number 10, They Might Be Giants, Birdhouse in Your Soul. Spent a week at 6 in April of 1990. At number 9, Faith No More, Epic. Spent a week at 37 in February. At 8, Snap, The Power. Spent 2 weeks at number 1 in April of 1990. At 7, Adamski and Seal Killer. Spent 4 weeks at 1, straddling May and June. And at 6, Mantronic's Got to Have Your Love. Spent 2 weeks at 4, straddling January and February of 1990. At number 5, Bassomatic, Fascinating Rhythm. Oh, I love it. Spent 2 weeks at 9, straddling September and October. And at 4, Lenny Kravitz, his first hit, Let Love Rule. Spent a week at 39 only in August of 1990. At number 3, The Family Stand, Ghetto Heaven. That's the Soul to Soul remix of Ghetto Heaven. Spent 2 weeks at 10, straddling April and May. Oh, such memories. At number 2, The Adventures of Stevie V, Dirty Cash. Spent a week at number 2 in May of 1990. And at number 1, it couldn't be anything else. Delight, Groovers in the Heart. Spent 2 weeks at 2 in September of 1990. So there you go. That's my own personal top 40 of 1990. And as I'm speaking to you now, you are looking at a screen that says 90 songs from 1990. These are songs that also entered the UK top 40 in 1990, but they didn't make it into my own personal top 40. And now is the time that I say I would change the order if I were doing this list today. But there's a couple of reasons why it is what it is. Actually, looking at this one, I'm not sure I would change it that much. I'd change it a little. But as I've explained before, when I do the radio show, it won't let me make it public if there's more than 2 or 3 songs by one artist. So I have to be very, very careful. I don't want the show to be blocked, because it's a long process to record the radio show, and then if it gets blocked, it's like, oh man. All right. Some of these are great songs. They're the ones that didn't enter my UK Top 40, but it doesn't matter because the playlist is on Spotify for all of them, so you can enjoy all the music. It's only my own subjective Top 40 anyway. Who cares? I'll tell you what, though. I'd love to know what songs you loved from 1990. I would say albums as well, but but yeah, let me know in the comments what you loved about music in 1990. What are your memories of music in 1990? I have amazing memories because I was a 17-year-old DJ and I was very much enjoying life. But I'll spare you the gory details. Okay, let's look at 1990 extras. These are songs that didn't enter the UK Top 40 that I am very, very fond of. Now, here's where you can have your input. This list, extras, is never really finished because it's any song that didn't enter the UK Top 40 from 1990. Now, there may be songs that I'm unaware of or that I've completely forgotten. So let me know in the comments any songs you'd like me to add to that playlist. Remember, they can't have entered the UK Top 40, but that's the only caveat. And they have to be from 1990, obviously. So there you go. I hope you're enjoying that list. It's actually mostly dance music and hip-hop, which leads me to the next playlist, which is dance music and hip-hop from 1990. Here it comes. There you go. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the point? The point is that in the dance music and hip-hop playlist, it's the stuff that was in the charts and wasn't in the charts, all put together. And I actually did a radio show of dance music and hip-hop from 1990. But I'm thinking of doing it again. It's a bit mixed as well. I mixed some of the tracks together, so I'm going to have a listen to the one that's on Mixcloud and see if it passes muster. And I might leave it there, or I might delete it and do another one. But it's there at the moment, so I'll leave a link to it so you can listen to it. But I think maybe I would change it if I did it now. So maybe I'll just leave that old one and then do another one. I don't know what to do. I really have no idea. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Remember, you can hear the Top 40 radio show on Mixcloud. There's a link in the description. You can hear the dance music radio show on Mixcloud. Also a link in the description. And all the playlists I've talked about are on Spotify. And there are links to all of them in the description. All my videos live here, so subscribe, like if you like, and again, let me know in the comments what music you love from 1990. And I will be back tomorrow with 1991, my top 40 of 1991. Actually, there's not 91 songs from 91 because it was a pretty crap year. So it's just 50 songs from 1991 and 1991 extras. Until then, have a lovely day. Bye-bye.